In your business, it's your biggest nightmare. Irreplaceable data is lost. The network is down. Employees can't do any work. You don't know which vendor to call. How do you prevent downtime and streamline operations? By calling Ansero. As your full-service communication solutions partner, Ansero makes it easy and cost-effective to keep your systems running smoothly. It's not about Band-Aid solutions. It's about a comprehensive and strategic IT plan that makes sense for your business and your budget. With over 7,000 devices under management, we know what it takes to keep your network secure and running smoothly, from managed services to backup and recovery to security and the cloud. The Ansero proactive approach to IT management enables our team of technical experts to spot potential network failures before they occur, saving you time, money, and headaches. And you'll benefit from enterprise-strength IT experts at a fraction of the cost. Think of your managed IT provider as a partner in your success, so you can stop losing sleep. Because you have more important things to do than worry about IT. Ansero. Business needs productive technology. We make IT happen. Visit ansero.com to get started today, or call 856-210-5800.
Hi, and good morning, and welcome to another segment of License for Success, Real Estate Marketing and Money. And of course, this show is designed and built for real estate agents, financial advisors, builders, accountants, so that we can help you, teach you, and show you exactly what is happening in the world of mortgage, money, and financing and real estate today, the opportunities that exist. And every week, we have a guest that we feel is an expert in the industry and can help you succeed and capitalize on what is happening today with the short sales, foreclosures, and the enormous amount of real estate opportunity. If you want to build a real estate portfolio, create some passive income, get some instant equity into properties, even if you want to buy a primary home and buy it and fix it and move into it, is a wonderful way to have instant equity. And today we have an incredible guest that is the president and owner of Rehab Financial Group, Susan Latlin, out of the main line in Philadelphia. But what's very extraordinary about Susan is that they finance up to $1 million in over 15 states across the country. So I'm not going to take all her thunder. I want to let her show you and tell you who she is and what she does and how she can help you. So Susan, welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming today.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I'm glad to have you. I was very excited when my assistant told me that you were accepting to come on and be a guest, because this is exactly what my viewers need, and our clients, and anyone out there that wants to break in to acquiring these foreclosures and short sales where they can get the money that they need to do the rehab and flip that property. I think a lot of your property, which I like to name, a lot of the properties that are purchased through your organization are tagged as fix and flips.
Right.
So you could be a fix and flipper, which is
right.
Which is pretty cool.
That's exclusively who we lend to. Our investors who doing 1 to 4 family, although we will really go up to 8 units, 1 to 8 unit residential properties.
Residential only.
Residential only. Some mixed use if there's significant residential units in addition to a ground floor commercial space. But
so let's clarify that real fast for the people that don't understand. So a mixed use property would be a property that has a storefront down.
Generally,
typically,
it's a storefront on the first level. It may have 1 or 2 commercial units, and then it can have 2, 3, 5, 6 residential units above it.
Okay, great.
So, and those are mostly in urban areas, but we will do mixed use when there is sufficient residential space to support the loan without reference to the value of the commercial space. So we do them. And we'll lend to borrowers really from all different walks of life. We have some people for whom this is a second job, some people who are trying to transition from their job into being a full-time rehabber, and we have many clients who are full-time rehabbers.
Okay, so what I want to start with, and we're going to get into all that because that's very important, but I want to find out a little more about you. How how did you get into this? Well, how long have you been doing this? And tell us a little bit about yourself.
It is a complete accident that I have
Okay.
ended up in the mortgage business and co-owner of a mortgage company. I always call myself the accidental entrepreneur. And basically what happened is I graduated from college and I went to work in retailing in New York City. And I lived in New York City for 10 years. I was a buyer for Saks Fifth Avenue. I was a buyer for Lord & Taylor. And then I realized it wasn't really my life's ambition. I didn't want to live in New York anymore, so I went to law school. And
impressive.
when I graduated from law school, I went to work for one of the big Philadelphia law firms where I worked in the bankruptcy and creditors' rights area. I was then recruited from that job into a mortgage company, a publicly traded mortgage company, where I rose to be senior vice president, managing attorney, but I handled the foreclosures, the bankruptcies, the real estate owned, the title issues, all that back end sort of things. And I always say that the best way to learn the mortgage business is to look at the mistakes. And I spent every day, all day, fixing the mistakes.
That's great.
So then, of course, through the 2000s, the mortgage meltdown, I ended up going from mortgage company to mortgage company, developing an unfortunate subspecialty of shutting down mortgage companies.
Okay.
So the last company that I went to shut down or wind down, I had one of the partners in the business.
You bought it.
And he and I, one of the partners and I really hit it off great. And in 2009, he said, the markets are turning. You want to start a new company with me. And he and I together started Rehab Financial Group. And for a year, we lent our own money and proved that the business was viable. And in 2010, we raised a fund and we really expanded from 4 states, ultimately to 15 states. And I run the business on a day-to-day basis. He's behind the scenes, he's the money. I run the business. I'm the one in the mainline office.
That's a great story, Susan. There's 2 things that come to my mind in your story. One is that you're a very successful, powerful woman, and that's a lot to be said in this day and age. And I'm sure there's a lot of women out there that are proud to have you here today and what you do and how you do it. So I want to congratulate you on that.
I will
That's
tell you,
wonderful.
I am one of very, very few female mortgage company owners. And that is one of my crusades, is that I don't know why that is. I go to industry meetings, and there's a lot of women there, but they're salespeople, they're reps, they're marketing people. There's a handful of us that are females, but not a lot.
That's great.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Thank
really.
you.
That's wonderful. And the other important point, and what I stress on this show, and at my company on a daily basis, to all the salespeople that I run into, meet, and try to mentor in some type of way, is that what you did was out of a mess that we were in, meaning the real estate and mortgage industry, in 2009 was still really bad, and you found a niche.
I
Right?
found
You found a niche.
I was very lucky in that I have a partner who is very entrepreneurial in orientation, which I am not. So literally, he dragged me kicking and screaming into ownership because
Good.
I just didn't see myself in that light. And that's something I talk to people about all the time, which is really an aside, is that don't put yourself in a box. You really need to remain open to opportunities. And in 2009, honestly, the mortgage companies were still decimated. There wasn't a lot of hiring. So I was like, well, I could be unemployed or go find another job, or I can take this leap of faith. And that's what I did.
That's incredible. That's great. And that is so strong in life, because what you did was you recognized a problem and you created the solution. And that's basically the key to success. We're going to take a short commercial break and come right back with Susan, the president, CEO of Rehab Financial Group, Mainline, Philadelphia. We'll be right back.
Today's show is sponsored by Ncero, the area's top trusted technology partner.
Forget it outside. All the action is inside at Speed Raceway. 100 1,000 square feet of blazing hot excitement. So, whether you're a kid or a kid at heart, for any kind of party or event, Speed Raceway is the place for winter fun. And now, buy 2 races and get the 3rd free. Click speedraceway.com or just get in here now.
Choosing the right fence for your home or business is an important decision to make. Choose a Nello fence for peace of mind. Our family has manufactured and installed beautiful maintenance-free fence for over 50 years. We provide vinyl, aluminum, and wood fence in a wide variety of styles and colors, including chain link fence for commercial and residential. Call or visit our indoor showroom and ask for Steve Anello and see how 4 generations of combined experience mean that you'll get quality and service that can't be matched by any other fencing company, period. Call Anello Fence today for a free estimate.
Solano Community College transformed my life.
And gave me the opportunities I needed to succeed.
I received the same university caliber education.
Without the pressures of debt holding me back. Affordable and flexible. I fulfilled my undergraduate classes.
Getting to the information I truly have a passion for.
The decision to attend SCC empowered my future.
And made my dream of attending Yale University a reality. Solano Community College, the educated choice.
Okay, welcome back to License for Success, sponsored by TAM Lending Center, a full-service banking organization out of Cherry Hill, New Jersey. We have all your A-paper products, FHA, VA, conventional USDA, but then we go into alternative funding, which helps people that are self-employed get primary approvals that they get turned down. So when you get turned down from your bank, we say yes. Remember that. I think we stole that from somebody, Susan. But we do. And then we go into non-QM lending, which means non-qualified mortgages. And we have no-income loans. We have non-warrantable condos. We have foreign national loans, asset-based loans, bank statement loans, construction loans. We have RFG that does the fix and flip, where they're going to lend you the money at no money down. We're going to talk about this, 100% financing to buy a rehab foreclosure and fix it up, sell it, and make a ton of profits. And then we go into hard money lending, which is people that, some institutions or wealthy individuals that lend money at a high rate of interest, but at least you do get that money, and a half a loaf is better than none. So let's get going again with Susan, and we want to talk a little bit about the company itself. Tell me about the company.
So we're a small company. We're located on the main line, but we do lend in 15 states. And we do exclusively rehab lending. So that's both fix and flips, but we also have a lot of customers who rehab properties, then refinance them and hold them as rentals for cash flow. So we do both, but we do the short-term loan. We do the rehab loan until the person who wants to hold the property can get traditional financing, because it's cash flowing, it can get a certificate of occupancy. So we do both, but all of them are rehab. We lend really, as I said, to 1 to 8 family is our primary business model. And we will lend 100% of purchase and rehab funds up to 65% of the after repaired value, the ARV. So the way you look at that is, and this is just an example, if you need $100,000 for your property and you need $65,000 to purchase it and $35,000 to rehab it, so your project cost is $100,000. If your ARV comes in at 175, 180, we can lend you all of that $100,000, both your purchase and your rehab, for your project. So any down payment you had made at closing will come back to you on the settlement sheet as a credit to your closing costs. So, and many of our loans, I'd say a majority of our loans are structured that way, where the borrower is not making any down payment. We don't finance your closing costs, and you do have your monthly payments due, but most of our competitors are requiring 10%, 15%, 20% down, so it's tying up more of your cash.
So let's clarify that. And that's wonderful, because that's absolutely right. I'm familiar with Susan's competitors, and she is the only mortgage company in this niche that I'm aware of that's giving 100% of the purchase price and then the after repair value funds. And when she's saying the down payment, what I think what you're referring to is actually the escrow that you put down on the agreement.
Right, when you sign a contract and you give a check for $5,000 or whatever it is.
$1,000, $2,000.
Right. That normally money would be part of money you need to leave invested in the property. From our perspective, you get, if we're financing 100% of your purchase and rehab, you get that money as a refund. Our loan will cover that money coming back to you.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So you're getting in with no money down. That's very important here. So you have the opportunity to capitalize on what's happening out there today with Susan at 100% financing, no money down. So you should definitely be paying attention here and really help yourself succeed. How many loans would you give to one individual at one time?
It really depends. And that's going to be our answer to a lot of things, because unlike a lot of other lenders, we don't work off of formulas. We want to see your financials. If you're an experienced rehabber and we're satisfied that you know what you're doing, we may say to you, we'll look at your financials. We do fully underwrite. We're going to look at cash, credit, and income. And we're going to look at you and say, all right, we would approve you for $500,000. I'm just picking, I'm just imagining a scenario.
That's an example, yeah.
So if you're experienced, whether you do one $500,000 project or five $100,000 projects, we're fairly neutral to that. If you're newer, we may put more limits on you. We may see that you're qualified for a larger loan, but encourage you to do one smaller loan first. Because every rehabber makes mistakes. We've done rehabs on our own, and our first one was a disaster. We made every mistake
That's great.
we tell people not to make.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
even the most experienced...
And mistakes are money.
Mistakes are money.
you're gonna
what
help
I
people
look at
with
it is, I got
saving
my
money,
graduate degree
Yeah.
in rehabbing. So that's where
That's
that
right.
money went to.
Yeah.
But you're going to make mistakes, so make it on the smaller project. What you're going to learn from your first project will carry you through, the next one, the next one, the next one. And
Absolutely.
we have seen people who come to us as new borrowers. They do a small project. At the end of the day, maybe they only make $5,000 or $10,000, but they have learned. And we have people who now have left their jobs, become full-time rehabbers, and make a very comfortable six-figure income, because every rehab you do makes you better. And we have a couple borrowers who can have 6, 7 loans outstanding at one time with us, because their experience and their financials support it.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So, did I hear you say, now let me get this right, because it went through my mind. So you're saying that for a qualified borrower, whether it be income or experience, and that's all balled into what we call qualified, you may turn around and say, give you a $500,000 credit line, basically. You're approved for up to $500,000, whether it's one home or 5.
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
But it's not as a
So
credit
they
line.
have the confidence. They know if they
That we're-
find something, they got the money.
We know.
Is
We
it-
will give them a proof of funds letter, which says this is what you're qualified for. Now, every property still needs to be appraised and inspected.
Correct.
And every loan stands on its own. But we will allow you to aggregate outstanding loans in that amount. Now, we periodically update your financials. For most of our borrowers, if their initial approval was $500,000, the next round, 6 months later, a year later, we may rerun their financials and say, all right, we're good with $800,000.
Nice.
Or, if
200.
they've not been successful, it could be $200,000, or let's pay off your loans. But honestly, the former is generally the more likely scenario, because they're able to quickly build wealth, because we're funding in 2 weeks, we're getting them in, they're getting out, and while they've got their property listed for sale, they're entering into their next contract, we're approving the loan, they pay us off, 2 days later, we fund their next loans.
That's fantastic. So what I just heard was that you have a source of money readily available, 0% down, up to $1 million if qualified, where you can get that money within a 2-week period, close on your home, rehab that home, and get into a next one. So stay tuned, because we have a lot more coming from this wonderful woman, Susan Nathlin of Rehab Financial Group, after this short commercial break.
Choosing the right fence for your home or business is an important decision to make. Choose a Nello fence for peace of mind. Our family has manufactured and installed beautiful maintenance-free fence for over 50 years. We provide vinyl, aluminum, and wood fence in a wide variety of styles and colors, including chain link fence for commercial and residential. Call or visit our indoor showroom and ask for Steve Anello and see how 4 generations of combined experience mean that you'll get quality and service that can't be matched by any other fencing company, period. Call Anello Fence today for a free estimate.
Forget it outside. All the action is inside at Speed Raceway. 100,000 square feet of blazing hot excitement. So whether you're a kid or a kid at heart, for any kind of party or event, Speed Raceway is the place for winter fun. And now buy 2 races and get the 3rd free. Click speedraceway.com or just get in here now.
Okay, and welcome back to License for Success, sponsored by TAM Lending Center, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, with Susan Nathlin of Rehab Financial Group out of the main line in Philadelphia. And right now, what I'd like to ask you, Susan, is because, you know, a lot of the people that are watching that are already fix and flippers, rehabbers, and kind of know what they were doing, they're finding out that here's another wonderful source of money for them to get in touch with. But what I'd like to key on a little bit are the people that, you know, go to these get rich investment seminars, and you know, I'm not going to mention any names, but they're all out there. They want to get into it, and they're trying to learn, and they're trying to figure it out, and they're a little concerned and worried that, well, no one's going to give them money. They don't know what to do. So let's key on the first timer. How do you handle a person that's never done this before, sees the opportunity, has the intelligence and the motivation, and wants to get involved? What do you do with a person like that?
With a person like that, we work with a lot of first-timers. And I always say that maybe we should start adding in a counseling fee, because we really help them and walk them through it. And one of the things we talk to them most about is, who is your team? Who is your, well, if they have a broker who brought them to us, then we know they already have a great broker. And but we'll talk to them about, who is your contractor? How do you know them? Have you seen their work? What is the plan if they don't stay on budget? Things like that. We talk to them about their exit strategy. What are you intending to do with this? Who is your realtor to take you out if you're looking to sell it, if you're looking to hold it? Who do you know? What arrangements have you made for the back end of the project? We're also really going to talk to them about their project. We have a lot of people who come to us the first time with very big eyes, and they've got this gorgeous, you know, $400,000 Victorian, you know, that needs $300,000 worth of work, and it's going to be worth $1.2 million at the end. That's a great project, but it's not a great project for a first-time buyer. What that first project should be, it should be small. It should be a discrete rehab. And by discrete, I mean you can visually easily see what needs to be done. It needs what we call rouge and lipstick. It needs paint. It needs maybe new kitchen cabinets, new bathrooms, a little exterior landscaping fixing up. You do not want to get into your first project having to replace all of the mechanicals, having to move structural walls, having to do a ton of permitted work, depending on your municipality. You really want to get the feel for the process and to learn that everything takes longer than you think it's going to take. And everything will be more expensive than you think it is. And we even provide on our website, or if you email me and ask for it, a business plan where we give you the way to structure how you approach it, how you record and project your expenses and your carrying costs. And we're going to give you help you remember that you're paying property taxes, you're paying insurance, you're paying utilities, you're paying your carrying costs. We show you how to roll all your costs in so you really know what your experience is going to be and what your projected profit is in the end. And one thing that we do spend time with a lot of people, we talk them out of properties they have fallen in love with because they're not appropriate projects for someone of their experience and skill level. And I once had someone say, if your lender is talking you out of it, listen, because they're not making money if you're not doing the project.
And you're not making
We would rather not close the loan than have a project that fails and a borrower who loses money. At the end of the day, and this may seem very coarse or callous, we will make money on the project, but we want you to make money too. We're not in it to make you one loan, have you fail, sell your soul to get out of it, and then never lend again. So we're looking for that relationship building, and we really want to be your partner in the sense of helping to advise that new borrower what is an appropriate project and what isn't.
That was a great answer, Susan.
Yeah.
That was a great answer. So what you're hearing is you have an organization that are experts in their field, that have the ability to help you borrow money at 100% financing, find the right product, mentor you to make sure it's the right product, give you a plan for success, give you the money that you need to be successful, introduce you and help you with networking with other people that are in the same field. You have an attorney that is schooled on what's proper and what isn't, that it's got to come out to help you automatically. You have an incredible organization here right in your backyard in the Philadelphia area, and of course goes out to 15 other states that can help you become successful, help you capitalize on what is happening today. There's an abundance of properties at great prices that are being held by the banks that they want to sell, that they're giving away on a daily basis because they have to. And there's tons of websites out there and networking events that you can join in the local Philadelphia area to meet these same type of people and to come to use Susan's ability, expertise, and money to help you become successful. And what I like about Susan is that's exactly what she's saying. She's going to help you become successful because she wants you to borrow money over and over again so she makes more money, and she's smart enough to do that. So again, I want to thank Susan Nathlin for coming to this show, which is an incredible guest. I'm proud to have her on my show.
Thank you.
She, again, a powerful, successful woman, intelligent woman that found a niche and capitalized on that niche, and that's what we preach here on this show. Where's your niche? This could be it. So Susan, what I'd like for you to do right now is look into this camera here.
Sure.
And tell my audience, how do they get a hold of you? Website, phone number, email? Let them know how to find you.
We are reachable by any electronic means possible. So our website is www.rehabfinancial.com. You can email me directly, susan@rehabfinancial.com, or an email to info@rehabfinancial.com will also reach us. You can go on our website and just click, I would like to be contacted. You fill in some information. They will reach you, and then our phone number, it's 610-645-9939. You will find that if you call during business hours, the phone gets picked up. And if by chance we're all on the phone, you will be called back promptly. And that's something I always encourage people to do is, I know everybody shops lenders. They leave a lot of messages. Take notice of who calls you back and who provides you information and who will stay on the phone with you. Because the way they treat you when you're trying to sell you a loan is very indicative of the way they're going to treat you
the rest of the way.
once they've made you a loan. So I'd like to thank Chris for having me here.
You're welcome.
It's been terrific.
Okay. So, again, great opportunity. Rehab Financial Group, Mainline, Philadelphia. Make sure you get in touch with Susan. Stay tuned for the next segment, Knowledge is Power. Thanks for listening.
Solano Community College transformed my life.
And gave me the opportunities I needed to succeed.